Hello everyone, welcome back to Noteworthy ENT. Next in the series of lectures is the development of inner ear. As we know, human ear is divided into three parts, the external, middle and inner ears. So this inner ear is the first part of the ear to develop. It develops from mainly two components, that is the bony labyrinth and the membranous labyrinth. Before proceeding to discuss the development of inner ear, one should be very clear as to what are the parts of membranous labyrinth and what constitutes the bony labyrinth. So as you can see in this diagram, the parts depicted in green and blue color are the parts of membranous labyrinth. So utricle, saccule, the three semicircular ducts and the cochlear duct along with endolymphatic duct and sac are the parts of membranous labyrinth. This membranous labyrinth has a bony covering. This bony covering is known as bony labyrinth. So what the bony labyrinth is the covering of the membranous labyrinth. Now bony covering of utricle and saccule is what is known as vestibule. Semicircular canals are the bony coverings of semicircular ducts, and cochlea is the bony covering of cochlear duct. So, one should be very clear as to what are the parts of membranous labyrinth and what constitutes bony labyrinth. Now, proceeding to the development of membranous labyrinth, it is derived from specialized ectoderm on both the sides of the developing brain. By the end of third week, that is the late third week, there is thickening of this ectoderm, which is known as otic placode. With progression of time, this otic placode deepens to form an otic pit. Now further, subsequently, this otic pit becomes rounded and forms the otic vesicle, and it becomes completely free from the surface ectoderm. So first, what develops is the otic placode, which progresses to form the otic pit, which becomes rounded to form the otic vesicle. Now, this otic vesicle is the main part from which all the parts of membranous labyrinth develop. This otic vesicle is divided into an upper or a dorsal part depicted in green color and a lower or a ventral part depicted in pink color. The first component developing from the dorsal component is the endolymphatic system, that is the endolymphatic duct and the endolymphatic sac. This is the first part to develop at the age of around 6 weeks. The other structures formed from the dorsal component are the utricle and the three semicircular ducts. So, dorsal component gives rise to utricle, semicircular ducts, and the endolymphatic system. And the ventral component, it gives rise to the saccule and the cochlear duct. So, saccule and the cochlear duct are formed from the ventral component. This formation of membranous labyrinth is completed by the age of around 25 weeks. Another important thing to note is that this membranous labyrinth has some localized areas which gives rise to specialized end organs. The end organs in ear are related to equilibrium and hearing. So, equilibrium related end organs are cristae of semicircular ducts and maculae of utricle and saccule, whereas that of hearing are organ of corti located in the cochlear duct. Coming to the development of bony labyrinth, the bony labyrinth is formed from the mesenchymal tissue which is present all around the membranous labyrinth. The membranous labyrinth is surrounded by mesenchymal tissue. With progress of time, this mesenchymal tissue gets converted into cartilage, and in between this cartilage and the membranous labyrinth is present the loose periotic tissue. This loose periotic tissue starts to resorb with time. If the tissue surrounding the utricle and saccule resorbs, the space that is formed is known as the vestibule. The tissue surrounding the semicircular ducts resorbing leads to this development of semicircular canals. Now, on either side of the cochlear duct, there are two spaces formed, and they are known as scala vestibuli and scala tympani. The cochlear duct forms the central compartment of the adult cochlea, scala vestibuli being the superior compartment and scala tympani being the inferior compartment. So, membranous labyrinth is filled with endolymph, and this periotic space is filled with perilymph. And with progress of time, the cartilaginous part gets ossified to form the bony labyrinth by 14 ossification centers. A few important points to consider are that structures arising from the dorsal part of the otic vesicle or the otocyst, that is the utricle and the semicircular ducts, they are phylogenetically senior or older, that is they are formed earlier in evolution and hence they are more resistant to developmental anomalies, whereas the structure formed from the ventral part, the most important being the cochlear structures, they are more prone to developmental malformations. Another important point is organ of corti is differentiated to such a degree by the age of around 20 weeks that a fetus can hear and respond to fluid-borne sounds. And this correlates well with our mythology in Mahabharata, where Abhimanyu, while still being in his mother's womb, was able to hear the discussion between his parents. Now, to wind up, just the recapitulation of the entire lecture. Membranous labyrinth is formed from the otocyst, and the otocyst divides into a dorsal and a ventral part. Dorsal part dividing to form the utricle, semicircular ducts, and the endolymphatic system, whereas the ventral part forms the saccule and the cochlear duct. The bony labyrinth is formed from the mesenchyme surrounding the otocyst. It forms the vestibule, that is the space around the utricle and saccule, semicircular canals, which are present around the semicircular ducts, and scala vestibuli and scala tympani around the cochlear duct. So, this completes the development of inner ear. I am open to any suggestions, feedback, or any queries. Kindly write to me in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to answer, and also recommendations for the next lectures.